Welcome to your specialization on global business in your Massey MBA. We will talk about how global business is advantageous to nations, to companies, to people working in companies that avail themselves of global trade, but we will also talk about how important it is to make sure that global trade is done correctly. There are two different courses in this specialization, and this course is the first introduction for 793. Generally, we will work on the premise that global trade is a good thing. It gives us access to goods across borders. It gives us access to flows of money. It makes remote countries like New Zealand wealthy, important in the network of others, and it makes sure that people in New Zealand have access to goods. Now, when you look at how global trade works, look at this image of a city that some of you might know. This is Chicago. You will on the top see an image of 1980, and at the bottom the same image, about the same angle, different time of day, for the year 2000, 20 years apart. And if you look carefully, you can probably see that the car models might be different, that maybe people have different curtains in their windows, but if you look at it, the city really hasn't changed much. It's a very important, wealthy trading town in the US. It's in the middle of the US, the Midwest. It sits on one of the lakes, and it is clearly a town that has industrial trade importance, but in 20 years, not much has changed. If you now look at the same image for a different town, and some of you will know that this is Shanghai, you can see the Pudong Tower. Again, 1980 at the top, 2000 at the bottom, and the top looks like a dust bowl from some African movie, and the bottom looks like Paris at night. Clearly, a lot of change. You have to think, how do two towns that trade, are very active in trade, both on waterways, both important, have done so differently in their development? And you will then come to the conclusion that global trade is influenced largely by governments and government policy. Clearly, the government of China made a decision that Shanghai is not going to stay a rural town somewhere on a delta, but that it becomes a major trading hub, and then money is available, policies are available, land is available, government support is available to create a city that is effective to attract foreign investment, to set the basis for exports, and to be very effective at what it does. In this course, we will talk about what people and nations do jointly in order to create an environment that is conducive, helpful to global trade. Both courses in this specialization will be quite practical. We will talk about what we need to see in terms of your learnings. We will talk about how you make a contribution to firms in New Zealand as consulting clients or overseas. And this will be a course that allows you towards the end of your MBA to put in action something that then supports your job search in New Zealand or wherever you go to develop your career, being someone who understands global trading, because that brings money into firms. And if you are a person that brings money into a firm that contributes to growth, you have a job.